Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. I'm Judy Hood, and I'm nobody. I'm married to David Hood, and I have a big mouth, and so Lee asked me to help out today. So that's just how important I am. In about 5 or 10 minutes, we're gonna cut a ribbon here. And, the Secret Sisters and Rick Hall are gonna cut a ribbon, and we're gonna reopen the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. And with your help, and with the help and support of the local community, and with the help of the state, we're going to keep it open this time. And in all due respect to my music business family and friends, the real rock star here today is Lisa and Tail.
If you saw page 2 of the Times Daily this morning, there's a little article about Aretha Franklin. And she's been going through surgery. And she sang a song by Etta James recently. It was the first time that she had sung in some time. And the song was, "At Last." Which I think would be the theme for today, if there were a musical theme. But there's so many wonderful musical themes in this crowd. Most of you who are here probably should be here to be introduced as well. This is a tremendous turnout. When you call 1-800-ALABAMA, regardless of what the weather is in Montgomery, the receptionist says, "It's a beautiful day in Alabama." Well, I say it's a beautiful day in the Shoals today. There are an awful lot of people to thank for making this happen. And the two most important people to thank for this are not here today. One of them is the guy that many of you have gotten to know, Stephen Badger. When Russ with Times Daily asked me recently, he said, how much of a connection is the state's support due to the documentary? I said, 100%. Because for about a month last spring, Debbie Wilson had been calling me saying, "When are y'all going to do something about the Hall of Fame?" Well, Debbie, I don't know. You know, a lot of museums didn't get funding, and she kept calling. And then the very next day, I met Stephen Badger and saw the trailer and thought, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a part of the state. We cannot have this world-class $1 million, $2 million documentary being shown all over the world, saying what great music has come out of the shows, when in fact the music is still coming out of the shows. And we can't have it said that our #1 music destination is no longer open. It looked like we didn't care. But you care, and Governor Bentley cares, and fortunately, he's the guy who makes the difference. Governor Bentley appointed 2 people in state government who have money, and that's the Alabama Tourism Department and the state finance director, Bill Newton. And he said, "I want y'all to serve on the board." And I'm delighted. I'm a little nervous, the fact that we have a quorum of the Music Hall of Fame board and we didn't notify the news media. I promise you, we're not going to discuss any business. But I want to acknowledge that the vice chair, Sarah Hamlin, is here, Buell Springer is here, Rodney Hall is here, and I'm here, and that makes the quorum. But, and also there's a great spirit here. The spirit of Sam Phillips is here. And Jerry has welcomed me so much. And Jerry and his team just continue to do remarkable support for this community. And I want to give a shout out to Jerry. I was going to say, thank anybody who's wearing a white Muscle Shoals cap because they are responsible for the work that's gone on the last couple of weeks. I mean, if you had been here a month ago and seen this place, you would have said, they ain't going to be ready. But so many people have made such a big difference. I'm delighted that Teresa Harrison is representing Dr. Lee and the staff of Northwest Shoals Community College. They have cleaned this place up. They drained our pond and made the grounds look tremendous. David Johnson is wearing a cap. David's been volunteering out here for the past 3 weeks. Thank you, David. George Lair, who was curator for a number of years. Dick Cooper, who is an old friend of mine from Decatur, is here. In a second, I'm going to ask Dixie to introduce the staff. Sue Dodd, thank you. Tuscumbia Fire Department, thank you so much for your help. Senator Bobby Denton has donated a number of his albums to sale here. Larry Lewis, the electrician, has kept this place from burning down. No, I'm kidding, not kidding. Mr. L.O. Bishop showed up this morning with a check. Mr. Bishop, thank you so much. There's an amazing lady who was just ahead of me, she's going to handle the program. But first, I want Dixie, who many of y'all know. In a way, this is like a class reunion of people who used to work here, and now they're working here again. Dixie, come forward and bring the staff.
I can't express to you how excited and we're just overwhelmed. It's just like the Easter bunnies come or Christmas or music or something. We're so excited to be back and be a part of this. The documentary, all our music achievers, the history of our music. It's just wonderful. Excuse me, y'all. We have a great staff that's coming back. We have Dick Cooper. And we all are so proud of Dick. You know, he worked here years ago, and he was so instrumental in getting so many of our archives and getting the museum open. And so it's just great to have people back that know where things are and know what to do. And so we're really dependent on Dick. And then we have Patty. Patty Tompkins. And yay! And y'all, she's going to be over the gift shop and up front, and she does a great job, and you'll love working with her. She'll be working with our banquet hall, and so we're glad to have her here. And then Polly Baggett. She started out as a volunteer. Then we hired her, and she did everything from working, doing inventory, gift shop work, helping with tours. Then we had to lay her off, and then she volunteered some more. But now she's back, and we're really glad to have her. And I'm so glad to see all you people and my friends, and I'm just excited. And thanks for this opportunity to help get this thing going.
There used to be a television commercial about some household product called a white tornado. And the Shoals has their own white tornado. And so Judy, Judy is now in charge. Thank you, Judy.
Most of you know me. I'm in charge. How scary is that? I want to welcome everybody again. This is a day we've waited for a long, long time. There's some people here I want to recognize. Of course, Bobby Denton's here, former Senator Bobby Denton. Roger Bedford's here somewhere. There he is. Wearing a cap, yeah. Lord help us all, Johnny McMorrow's here. Representative Lynn Greer, I don't think could be here, and Tammy Irons had a conflict, and Marcel. But we want to thank all of our state delegation for their help, because everybody had a role to play in making this day happen. We've got, is David Bradford here? We have Ian Safford here. I know, I saw his pretty face come in earlier from Sheffield. And I use the term pretty very loosely. Mickey Haddock's here from Florence, because I got a hug from him. And of course, Bill Shoemaker's here from Tusconia. And Bill's going to say a couple of words, and then we're going to get on with the fun part, the music part of this presentation.
Thanks, Judy. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here because I'm a road hand. I'm an engineer. I don't know anything about music venues, but I tell you what, I've been extremely excited about the opportunity for this building to open up. Can you imagine how many calls come to the mayor's office about the Music Hall of Fame? And we have was it 4 tours from England this year? I talked to one group a few days ago. How many? 10 groups, different groups came. I talked, and this was mostly from England. And I said, you know, your artist came here to learn about the Muscle Shoals sound, and your artist became very famous. Every person that I talked to knows this story, but they couldn't get in. And what a shame that is. And so I want to challenge the general public. What's going to happen here is the state's put some money back into the building. We don't know. It's a very volatile thing in the state government right now about how much money is there and how many needs are there. So tremendous decision from them. But the state has challenged the local community to help support this. There's 100 ideas out there on how we can do that. If we do not support this Hall of Fame in a local sense, it'll fall on its face again. And I'm going to be one that does not allow that to happen. With all my might, I will try to do something. So you'll be asked. What we've decided to do is ask a whole lot of people for a little bit of money. That works a lot better than asking a few people for a lot of money. So a whole lot of people. I had one, Greg Burdine suggested, I said, what if each of our entities, whatever their population is, whether you're city or county or whatever, will you give $1 each year in your budget to the Hall of Fame to be sure it stays open? And Greg said, Bill, it's 4 times easier to raise 50 cents than it is $1. And you know what? Everybody I've told, I laughed. Everybody else laughed. But he said, anybody will put 50 cents in once a year. And so we're going to challenge folks. I've already told our city clerk as we prepare our budget for this year, our town is almost 9,000. I said put $4,500 in every October, goes to the Hall of Fame. And we're going to challenge others. We're going to challenge others. We got big industry here. I was yesterday at the 10-year anniversary down at SCA Tissue, and they've got 500 people. I plan to write them a letter to say that we need you to be a community supporter. All industry, we'd like to ask you either, and I need some advice on this. I build roads, I don't do the money. But should we ask industry, would you give us $500 a year or maybe $2 per person in industry? That would be $1,000 for but they were spending big bucks yesterday. Everybody that was there, they were talking about millions and millions of dollars. But so industry, we're going to ask them to contribute. We're going to ask private businesses, not mandatory, but will you contribute $1 for each? If you get 10 employees, will you contribute $1 per head once a year and send it to the Hall of Fame? If you get 10 employees, that's $10. And we're hoping to get this to be a 501c3 and broaden the horizon. But I want to, and I hope that everybody I've talked to really supports this idea. If the local people do not support this Hall of Fame, it will close again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think you got a good plan there, Mayor. We're gonna get moving now with the music part of this, but first I do want to say thank you to Steve Holt, because the Chamber has given us tremendous support to make today happen, right up to bringing the big old scissors that we're going to need to cut the ribbon, but they did an e-blast to help us get the word out, and we really, really appreciate their support. You know, Rodney Hall's back here, and Rodney has spent the last 2 years doing so much for Muscle Shoals music, and you know, he's Rick Hall's son, and I'm beginning to think that miracles run in the family, because Rodney spearheaded an effort to get 3614 back into the hands of the local community, so that it can be open for generations to come, to preserve that important piece of Muscle Shoals music history. And he's chairman of the Muscle Shoals Music Foundation, and they're in a fundraising mode also to get that studio back into good shape, so that all these people that Mayor Shoemaker is talking about, that come from all over the world, can see where Mick Jagger sat there and, as Jimmy said, did not drink or do drugs, but he did sit behind the board there and do some music. Those of you, when you see the movie, you'll get the joke on that, which I hope you'll do, because it's here now. We've got music royalty here today, of course. We've got Rick Hall. We've got the Swampers here. We've got Jimmy Johnson. And my personal fave, David Hood. Spooner Oldham is here, and he had to rearrange his schedule to be here today, so we appreciate Spooner. We've got Donna Godshaw here from the Grateful Dead. Donna Godshaw McKay. Incredible human being, incredible musician. Of course, we've got Jerry Phillips. We're so glad Jerry came today. And then we got the stars of the show today, Laura and Lydia Rogers. And we want to thank Ricky Rogers. He helped us broker the deal to get him here today, and used his influence, and we want to thank Ricky for so much, but mainly for passing on his tremendous musical talent to his daughters, and now they're incredible ambassadors for Muscle Shoals music for the state of Alabama, and we just appreciate Laura and Lydia. You know, today is a remarkable day for so many reasons. I mean, we're going to reopen the Hall of Fame to the public, and then tonight, the Muscle Shoals movie is going to premiere at the Carmike Theaters, so that the people of the Shoals can see Muscle Shoals. Oh, what? Oh, well, yeah. Did I forget John Paul White? Hey. John Paul White, I don't even want to say this because he's going to get the big head, but we bring him along because he's a great musician, but apparently there's some hunk value there because all the women want their picture taken with him. So. Thank you, John Paul. And he's going to be there tonight, too, we're going to have an autograph signing that I'll tell you about. Anyway, so tonight the movie will premiere, and we want to really thank the Carmike Theaters for being flexible and making it possible to bring this movie to our community, to the people who most deserve to see it. So we appreciate that. And the movie, you know, it just gets astonishing reviews all over the world, everywhere that it's shown. It's a source of pride for our area. The cinematography is stunning, so it shows the our natural beauty as well as showcasing the music. And don't even get me started on the soundtrack. Lee and I were talking yesterday about tourism in general. For some reason, that's a topic that he likes to discuss. And we came to the conclusion that Stephen Badger and Freddie Camilleri were the ultimate tourists. I mean, they came cruising through here on their way somewhere else. They saw a sign that said Muscle Shoals. And they said, you know, a lot of that great music we listened to growing up was recorded in a place called Muscle Shoals. Let's check this thing out. So they check into the Marriott. They have dinner at Swampers. And then these tourists named Stephen and Freddie, spent a couple of hours looking at all those magnificent photographs in Swampers, and they felt the magic. And they decided to make a movie. And this movie that they made has reignited a spark for Muscle Shoals music, and things are happening around here. Phones are ringing. People are talking. Musicians are working. David Letterman is celebrating Muscle Shoals. And I think Rodney can attest to this. Studios are booking. And best of all, museums are opening. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to get, Rick Hall's going to come out here with the Secret Sisters. And we're going to get this ribbon up. It's your lucky day.
Well, I'd like to thank first of all my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for opening this. It happened to cause it to be reopened again. There's too many people here that's very important to this event for me to try to name all of them, so I won't go into that because I'm sure I'll leave a half a dozen out. But some 20 years ago, me and a group of people got together and said, let's start a Hall of Fame in Carver County. And that was the beginning, and some of them are passed on now and some of them are not here. And I'm not feeling too good myself. But thank you all for coming out, and thank you for your support. And I want to particularly thank Stephen Badger, who's my good friend and has become my good friend over the last 4 years in filming of Muscle Shoals. And I hope that you will go see it because it will be an eye-opener for everybody. It's a grand movie, and everything that was done first class. We had 5 cameras. We had, and I think they told me, Stephen told me that they had filmed me, I think 1,500 hours. And I said, you mean you had to have 1,500 hours to get 15 minutes worth showing to the people? And he said, yeah, that's about the size of it. But thank you for coming, and thank you for your support, and please go see the movie. We went to great odds to try to get the movie back here, and I want to thank all the board members, the new board members particularly, and I hope they have much success with the Music Hall of Fame as it goes down the line. Sorry, I dropped my cap. Got to have this special cap. I'd like to thank Lee Santel and Roger Bedford, Senator Bobby Denton, and everybody who goes back a long way with me on this venture. And thank the mayor of Tuscumbia, Tuscumbia is the one that donated the land when nobody else wanted to have anything to do with it. We went to Washington, we went everywhere, try to get TVA to give us an acre of land. We would have been happy for an acre back then, but they wouldn't do it, so Tuscumbia gave us the land, and we're grateful for that. And I thank the mayor for his remarks. But anyhow, I'll turn the program over to somebody that can speak a little better than I can. But thank you so much for being here, and God bless all of you.
I didn't know that we were going to have to talk. We're typically better, I guess, at singing, although I'm never at a loss for words. So
Never.
So she just said, you say something. We didn't really prepare anything, but we'll just kind of speak from our heart right now. We've always been proud of Muscle Shoals and the musical heritage that has been here, and we have so much to be proud of already, but we are also very, very proud of the music scene that's still here and the one that is to come, and we just hope that we can represent this state and this music to the best of our abilities. And we're very honored to be here and just really proud to call this place home. And everywhere we go, we sing the praises of Muscle Shoals, and we just hope we can make y'all proud, and we appreciate you guys letting us be here today to be a part of this. Thank you.